Before applying for a PhD or even considering doing a PhD, you should ask yourself these 3 questions. Hi friends, and welcome to my channel Fireflies Life. Number 1, ask yourself, why do you want to do a PhD? What is your future goal? And is PhD the only way to achieve that goal? I would say that please take a moment and think long term. Don't just jump into the PhD because it is the norm or your peers are doing it or your parents are asking you to do it. A PhD is a very serious commitment, and if you're not clear on this part, you will question yourself time and again. Also find out if it is really required. Because if your goal is to become a professor or join a research lab, then of course you must do a PhD. But if you desire to become a CEO or have your own company, or you're looking to do a PhD just for a job, then there are several ways to reach that goal. Also, I would like to say that for some fields, your work experience in the industry might hold more value, and in some fields the PhD might hold more value. So try to find out about that more and then see if it is really required or not. For example, if you want to work for Facebook, let's say, and you want to work in the Facebook research team, meaning the team that actually develops the code and makes changes, then yes, for that you will, even though it's a company, you will need a PhD in computer science. But if your goal is just to work in Facebook and be a data scientist there, then yeah, you should definitely think about other options. Another example could be, let's say you want to work for the UN or you want to work for the Melinda Gates Foundation. For certain positions there, even you might require a PhD to be there. So it's not just restricted to the sciences or engineering field. There are even some positions where people study humanities or come from the arts field where PhD is usually required. Number 2, am I passionate about the field and research in general? Be it any field like science, engineering or the arts, you really need to ask yourself how passionate you are. A PhD in the US is very grilling as it is anywhere else, and it demands a lot of dedication. Sometimes you just have to give everything you have without any expectation. So you really need to ask yourself how motivated you are and what is your inner drive to do a PhD. Number 3, do you love working on a problem 24/7? When you're doing a PhD, you're always trying to solve a problem or thinking about it. And it is just not enough that you like problem solving, but do you ask yourself, do you actually enjoy it? Because you'll be doing it full time. And only when you enjoy doing it, you will excel in it and it'll be a great experience for you. With this, I come to the end for this mini series where I have discussed the tips and tricks to help you decide on whether to pursue a PhD or not. I wanted to share these experiences because when you are in your early 20s, nobody really talks about long-term goals or the pros and cons, and we are always running towards something we don't know if we want it or not. The backstory to this is that these things really helped me decide. I did not do a PhD. I come from life sciences and most of my peers went into doing a PhD. My husband, who studied physics, he did a PhD. None of us regret our decisions and both of us are happy with what we did. And we never know, in the future we might study again. So the point I want to make is nothing is right or wrong, but you should be well informed and aware of the pros and cons before you decide which path to take. If you have any questions or if you want me to discuss on some other topics, please comment below. You can also find the full script of this video on my website, which I'll link below. please subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for next week when I will share more tips and tricks.